Zakai Barker hugs Blake Harrell. And the Pirates, they're trying to get him with the, they might have tried to Gatorade him there. He's definitely got some coming, if not right now. But Blake Harrell, 1-0 as the interim coach at East Carolina. Big win today, 56-34. Clip Brock here. Holton Ahlers watched it. Holton, your quick thoughts.
Caden Hauser looked amazing. I mean, they looked really good. Exciting on the sideline, so it was good to see him get the win under Coach Harrell.
Caden, good win today.
Brought the energy. Where's Hauser been? Where's he been? Went crazy. I loved it.
We start with Cameron in Goldsboro. What's up, Cameron?
How about those Pirates, guys? My goodness. It was good to see us not just beat Temple, but demolish them like that. I mean, I think Iga tweeted out that that's the most points he's ever scored in the AAC contest. I'm going to ask this question. Mike, or as Big Dog likes to say, Big Mike, thank God he's gone, because why the heck has Caden Hauser been sitting on the bench the entire year? Jesus. We talked about Mike Houston not being able to find a quarterback or develop a quarterback. Well, he's had a quarterback since January, and he picked the wrong guy to start. But thank God he's gone, working at McDonald's now, and we got Blake Harrell. So I'm excited because, it's a new season now, guys. We're basically looking at it like 0-0. We're going to the game against Florida Atlantic. Got a bye week for then. Our goals are in front of us. We can still make a bowl game, and we'll see what happens. So I'm excited on that end. Thank goodness we can win. Got to win without Mike Houston as head coach. And golly, Caden Hauser, I don't understand why he didn't start the entire season. Jesus. Anyways, as always, go Pirates.
So with this win, if he wins out, do you guys think that he will be the new head coach? Or do you think they'll put a search committee together and I'll hang up and listen?
Another conversation we had before we came on today that was, I think, spearheaded by Holton Ahlers.
Yeah,
at least you threw out the hypothetical.
I said the hypothetical. Either way, yes, they will have a search committee, and they're going to interview guys either way. But I threw out the hypothetical. Me and Kate were leaving the game today, and we were like, well, first of all, this is the offense that we thought JDB was going to be running all year. Like, if we would have looked like this all year, like, it would be way different. But my hypothetical, I was telling Caden, was like, not even if we went out, if we only lose one more game, because we have a very winnable schedule the rest of the year. If we end the year 8-5, there's a good chance that this whole staff is back next year with Coach Harrell as the head coach. Like, that is a wild. It really could happen too.
No, I agree 100%. If he wins out, I think it's high consideration to keep him. Why not keep him if he wins 8 to 9 games? But one thing I'm not going to be, and I told Holton on that same conversation, is, guys, let's remember who we played. It's exciting. We won a homecoming game, but it was Temple. Let's see how take it week by week now.
100%. If Blake Harrell's first game is at Army, we're probably feeling different about it. But this was really set up great for him to have a good day today.
But I will say, look at the schedule the rest of the year. It's like, who else are we going to play where you're like, oh, wow, this is going to be a really hard game? Like, Navy got throttled today. Are you scared of North Texas as an ECU fan? Like, I'd hope not. They have
their offense, yes. Their defense, absolutely no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, we really can. Like, I know it's just Temple, but it isn't like we're playing, playoff teams the rest of the year, especially with Navy losing today. So we'll see.
A few people saying, that was Ed Orgeron actually calling in.
It did sound like it.
By the way, Smacker Miles on the ECU sideline today.
Was it Smacker
Les Miles next year? Was that a... No, all right.
That's hot take clip, man. Come on.
Let's just keep positive. We got a win. Let's get back here on Thursday night and get another win, and we just keep building on that. And thank you guys for taking the call, and go Pirates.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, we'll go to Jarrett and Zebulon. What's up, Jarrett?
What's going on? What do you think about JDB being on the sideline today?
Me and Caden were talking about that too. I like it. And one thing I will say is, like, he brought the juice. Harrell was down, obviously, on the sideline now. It's just a different vibe. And, like, you could tell the team, we were saying this off air, is like, sometimes teams need something to bring them together. Sometimes it's just like, it's so easy when the games are going negative, the fans are going negative, you think your coach is going to be fired. It's so easy just to, go into your own little group or whatever. But when you truly feel like your back is against the wall and everyone's together, like, that's what you saw today, and I think JDB and Coach Harrell being on the sideline helped with that.
Yeah, I second that. What I noticed is there was a drive where we had to punt, and JDB was out there dabbing guys up, and just getting that feeling, I think it fueled the team. And seeing turnovers, like the whole sideline for the first time this year was like on top of each other, like you would in practice. Like, you remember those days when we used to play, like everyone got riled up, and it was great to see finally this year.
It was a great win.
want to know for Blake Harrell, but I'm still thinking we could have stepped on the throat when we had the chance to, and we didn't. Now, don't get me wrong; it's good to put Jeter in to see what he could do, but we were still just playing just to win the game.
Well, I mean, was the throat not already stepped on at that point?
No,
You want to dismantle the corpse?
Points on the board.
Yeah, I'm with John.
wanted
Score
60.
70. No, 70.
70.
John wants 70.
Well,
I mean, I'm of the. You got to point. You got to put as many points as you can on the board just to show we got it.
Yes,
well, I will
sir.
say, Holton. I mean, we like seeing Jeter in there. Or one of you guys was saying, let him throw it. Let him
I was
throw
saying
it.
that.
So put in the backups and
run the
maybe let Jeter, get a few passes. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
It'd be great for him. First of all, like having a backup quarterback. I mean, the chances of Garcia being here next year and Hauser are not very high with a coaching change.
Yeah.
Having a good backup quarterback that you trust in, like that's a big deal. Let's get
A feel of throwing a ball in a live game. That's huge.
I have a soft prediction for the rest of the season. We went out and we faced the North Carolina State Wolf Puppies in the Military Bowl, and we get our revenge that Mike Houston could not get by beating in-state opponents. So I'm going to hang up and listen, and I'll see the Wolf Puppies in December up in Annapolis. You guys have a good night.
All right. Good call, Weston. Appreciate it.
Weston, there's also a chance that we visit you in Myrtle Beach for a bowl game this year. So
Yeah, there's a chance for that.
I think like they have nothing to lose. The monkey's off their back now. They're not playing stressed. Like, I mean, realistically, Coach Harrell really could, run the table and keep these coaches, but a lot of these coaches they're in the business where, a lot of those coaches probably won't be here next year. So they're like, look, let's just have fun. Let's just enjoy the time together. The seniors are like, all right, let's go win. Let's make a bowl game. It's not any more tension. Just go out there and have fun. And I feel like you saw that today.
But people talking about us winning out. If that happens, Blake Harrell's a very likable guy. And the casual fan that doesn't watch the defensive coordinator press conference every week is going to now just start to get to know Blake Harrell. And it'll be interesting. I don't think we'll win out. I think we'll make a bowl. But if we win out, how is he not going to be a candidate? I know you got Garrett Riley and you got Joe Sloan and you got my pick, Tyson Helton. But how do you – if he does win out, how does he not get the job? I mean, I just don't see – I think Pirate Nation will end up falling in love with him. I really do because he's so damn likable. He's, we'll see. We'll see, how it plays out. But best game by far, John David Baker's called on offense. I don't know the last time we put up 56 against an FBS opponent. It had to be when you were here, Holton.
I mean, look, if we went out, Harrell's the guy. Like, you still interview other guys, but, like, why would you change directions if you're 8-5? I mean, what is the goal? Like, the goal is to continue to grow. I mean, you keep the momentum with the guy you have in there. If we went out, not just he did a good job, but the rest of the coaching staff did a good job. And, like, we've said it all along, like, 8 wins is very attainable. So we'll see. If
he wins out, and like I said before, you take it week by week. But you got, guys, where were we at last year? 2-10.
Yeah.
2-10 to 8
we're talking 9-4 at this point if he wins out.
But that's
we're talking about if he wins out.
Yeah. That's what Kyle said.
9-4.
Yeah, he's definitely the guy. And what Kyle said, if you don't listen to his press conference every week, Blake Harrell is so fun to talk to, so fun to listen to. He's just one of the greatest guys I've probably ever met. But talking about the first point of Kyle's point, they faced a lot of adversity in the beginning of that game, and they got through it. That last drive and that first drive out of half really separated the rest of the game, and they fought hard.
Good win. It was, like somebody said earlier, really fun to watch for the first time in a while. But I did want to talk about the head coach scenario, right? And Holton and Caden, I've been listening to you guys for the past week talking about the different options that we have and talking about how some of these options would do really well for NIL, would do really well with transfer portal stuff. And I'm curious what your thoughts are since you guys have been under Blake Harrell, not as a head coach, obviously, but how do you think if he does get the job, he would handle transfer portal, NIL stuff? And is that something that we need to weigh to either go with him or someone like a Joe Sloan or Garrett Riley or somebody else like that?
Look, I will say, Coach Harrell's a very, very likable guy. Like, you run into him in the community. He's a very, Caden ran into him at, Luna Pizza the other night, and he paid for Caden's meal. And, that was before he was the head coach, any of that. He's just a genuinely good guy. And we've said it kind of behind closed doors, I guess, Caden, not publicly, but, Coach Harrell is more of, a real world, this new college football of NIL and transfer portal. He fits that mold more than Coach Houston did. Coach Houston was a really good coach before you could transfer immediately and go play, because Coach Houston could build a program up through making it tough on you and you having to stay there and get through it. And when you got through it, he would have good football teams. But as soon as they changed the rule from you got to sit out a year when you transfer to just you can transfer and play, you couldn't coach the same. And that kind of changed the way Coach Houston coached, whereas Coach Harrell kind of fits that mold a little bit more. I know I'm just kind of babbling here, but I think he'd be really good at it. Look, he's very liked in the community. Just go if you ever run into him. He's not a big guy. He's not gonna be just a me guy. He's all about the team. So I think it'd be really good.
Yeah, I think Harrell can navigate the NIL. I also think more and more we talk about this NIL aspect. East Carolina, we don't have the money like that. We're not having millions to really hammer the NIL. But I'll give Harrell a big shout out. He got some good guys in the portal the last few years. Yep. He got a guy who got the interception today from Ohio State.
Yep.
Got a guy from West Virginia.
Gavin Gibson.
He's got
good.
And those are just two guys off the top of my head. So he's already navigated the NIL in some aspect. You could say Houston did that, but it takes a lot for a defense coordinator. You got to relate with those guys. And one thing Harrell does is he is like a normal person to really talk to. And as a player, that's one thing. We played under two coaches. We both did. And some of them you just can't relate to. But today, when you saw those guys having fun, it's like there's probably a lot of it that's relating. It's the meetings. It's bringing the juice. And just guys like, I like this guy. So I think Harrell could easily navigate the NIL. I think he's already proved it. But do I think Harrell's going to be the coach? I'm taking it week by week.
We go to the little nugget of the fifth quarter. Little nugget in Groundsland. What's up, Nug?
What's up, fellas? How we feeling tonight?
We're doing great. Pirates win.
It's good to be calling after a win. I wanted to make a few points, and you guys just pick and choose what you feel is applicable. I was going to say the run defense is still looking pretty strong, with the exception of some outside runs. I will say that halfback was pretty quick. Definitely not Keaton Mitchell 25 speed, but he had his own little gear there. But I thought Hauser looked really poised early on, with the exception of those batted passes, which you can't really do a whole lot about. He had a couple of questionable late releases on some passes, but I think we've been saying it all year. You can kind of tell as soon as the offense went off their 15-play script. I think it kind of stalled out a little, and we kind of picked back up. But what do you guys think? You guys feel like you saw maybe some similar stuff from earlier on this year, or do you feel like John David Baker was kind of let loose a little bit today?
I think just you saw, I don't know about let loose as much, but look, like I said earlier, the quarterbacks, not the quarterbacks, the coaches, they're kind of putting their own resume out there now too, because like they said, like we said, there's a good chance these coaches aren't coaching here next year, and they know that. They're probably going to be looking for a job too. So they're going to let everything fly. You don't got to play as conservative. It's just go out there, let it all loose, and I think you saw that today. And then with Hauser, he was going through reads. That is something I noticed, was he was going, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes he's hitting his fourth progression. I thought he looked really good. We got to make sure we keep him around, whoever the next head coach is. That should be the first priority.
Yeah, big thing about Hauser as well is I thought he looked good last week. He had a lot of drops last week. And one thing from the beginning of the year is think about how many deep balls we had the DB beat that were just underthrown or just completely missed. Imagine if Hauser hit those, or we played Hauser. You don't know if he's going to hit them, but what we've seen so far, I think he would have probably hit them, and a lot of the season might be a little bit different, I think.
Why we referenced it, but why do you think John David Baker moved to the sidelines today?
Just camaraderie, be close to the guys. There's a lot of things going on. Just be down there, feel the emotions. So I think that was a lot of it.
And you got to have people you trust up in the box. So I guess Harold has his guy he trusts, and same with JDB, I reckon.
Yeah.
All right, little nugget. Anything else?
I wanted to ask Holton and Caden, do you guys think that the halftime speech or whatever Harold did in the locker room was a direct contribution to the adjustments that were made? Because, it was like a different team, it seems, in the second half defensively.
I mean, halftime speeches, I feel like sometimes those are like overrated in a way. Like, I mean, sometimes they could be really good, but like, honestly, the conversations were probably with the coaches that were really meaningful. Like when the coaches all get together before they talk to the players. Like when you go into the locker room, like the players, you got time to use the bathroom. Like I sometimes would go talk to the offensive line, or like we would all kind of talk. The players can talk to each other. The coaches are off doing their thing for about 5-6 minutes, and then they come in for 3 or 4 minutes, talk to the players, and then the head coach talks and leaves. The more important conversations of halftime are when the coach is talking. Harold may have said, let's be more aggressive. Why are we not being aggressive? Let's go out and just beat this team. Let's stop being conservative. I think those were the more important conversations. But he could have gave a heck of a halftime speech. I'm not saying there's anything bad with that. I'm just saying the more important conversations are with the coaches.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Little Nugget.
See you, fellas.
There is Little Nugget, as seen on the Holt Naylor Show. And we have Charlie up in Pittsburgh on the Big Rock Power Sports Live line. What's up, Charlie?
Hey, Cliff. Hey, fellas. Good night, man. It was it was just a fun game, and I'm proud of the boys. I was really proud of the energy that they brought in, especially at the beginning of the game. I'm sure those guys have had a tough week with everything going on, and just to see them hit the field energized, ready to play, it energized me in the stand. And so I was really encouraged by that. And really, I mean, gosh, that section there, I guess it was the third quarter when we were just getting interception. Man, I hadn't been that excited in Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium in quite a little while. That was a fun run right there. I'm not trying to get too pie in the sky about things, because I know it was Temple, and I've watched Temple play some football this year. But we still got a lot to play for with FAU and with Tulsa still on the schedule. I still think a bowl game is well within reach for us. And I'm proud of the guys for coming out with that energy today, despite all the adversity of the last week. And that was just good to see. And I hope we can get some more fans in the stands for that Thursday night game on TV. I'd like to see some more folks in the stands if we're going to be on national TV. But like I said, just hats off to the guys for coming out there, dealing with the adversity today, and just coming out there with energy and getting us a W. You can't complain about that. And Holt and Caden, thanks for the picks today. And your pick video this week was absolutely majestic. That was great.
Let's go. Thanks, man.
Appreciate that.
But that's all I got. Y'all have a good night. Go Pirates.
All right, Charlie. See ya. It's great to have callers. But earlier in the show, somebody said it's good to be not embarrassed watching ECU football. And Charlie said it a little nicer, that it was fun watching Pirate football today. That'll get people in the stands.
Yeah.
A fun brand of football.
Football's supposed to be fun.
Yeah. And Coach Harold will bring that, hopefully. I mean, so, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let's keep putting up 60 points. Fans will show up.
I don't want to get ahead of myself, but let's say we go on a run.
You're going to get pie in the sky?
I'm going to get pie in the sky. He got pie in the sky, so I'm going to get pie in the sky. And probably going to get some flack for this in the chat. Let's say we go on a run like we've been talking about. Do we say the firing was premature?
No.
I'm just saying.
That would be the opposite.
Well, see that
you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, because it's like, we know, like, being in college athletics, like the head coaches really don't do nowadays. It's more recruiting GM than like in season. They make the decisions on like going for it on fourth down, kicking a field goal, stuff like that. But it's really the position coaches that make the big decisions. So do I think it was premature? No. I mean, I think the Charlotte win kind of did it for them.
Okay, maybe I'm just not as smart as you guys, but I'm going to say getting your ass kicked by Charlotte.
Yeah, that's what I said. The Charlotte
get blown out by Army, and you lose those other games, and then you run the table the rest of the way.
Hey, I said my comment was pie in the sky. Come on, Clip.
You're going to catch some flack from me.
I will say it would suck for Coach Houston if we go 8-5 or like 9-4. Like, that sucks for Coach Houston, because he's like, wow, I mean, if you're Coach Houston, you're like, wow, that's kind of my team still. But then it's like, Coach Harold, well, welcome to be the next head coach at ECU.
Hey, pie in the sky comment. That's what I said, Clip. Come on.
All right. Philly Al, I told you we'd beat Temple.
That's Temple Al.
What's up, Al?
Hey, that was quick. Yeah, that sort of made my weekend. It's been a long time coming, but it was a good game, and everybody played great, and I'm just happy about it. Unfortunately, there's only two of us left, so I only get one steak. So that's
no, that's kind of sad, but hopefully it's a big steak, Al.
Yeah. So what do you think? Are we going to be ready for Navy? I seen part of the Navy game today, and I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens. I'm not going to commit anything, but it was a great win today, and the players played great. So maybe it was coaching. Hey, Cliff, let me ask you something. I heard on the news it was an off the field comment that some of the colleges, well-known colleges, are asking for people to donate to NIL. And if you donate to NIL, you can run on a team with the teams. Have you heard that?
Well, I mean, I know like USC does it. Yeah. I don't know how many schools do it, but I have seen that at USC.
Well, Alabama, Nebraska.
Are you saying we should do that here?
I was wondering, do you have anything planned like that? Or?
It brings money in, do it.
Yeah, we need to come up with ideas like that.
Would you do it?
Would I do it?
Yeah.
If I could walk.
I'll push you.
I don't know if they allow a wheelchair coming out of the tunnel.
I'll run with you in the wheelchair.
Oh, how's that? That sounds good.
You got to pay for it, though.
I'll make a large donation.
There you go.
Do that.
Nah, but we do need to come up with some unique money-making ideas like that.
Whoever came up with that one was a good idea. I mean, that's awesome for fans too. I mean, there's literally no feeling like that in the entire world, so that's pretty sweet.
It can backfire. I don't know who the opponent was, but I saw. Yeah, we had a Penn State dude running with a Penn State flag and everything while USC came out. That was pretty funny.
I mean, does no one in the USC administration be like, dude, you can't do this? They're like, no, he already gave you the money.
Hey, he paid.
He paid for the NIL. Let him do what he wants.
Yeah.
And they also it said it opened up the fans to opened up the stadium. They can come to practices. They go to all the functions. It sounds like a hell of an idea. And with some of the money we have here in Greenville, it might bring some players here under the NIL. So we'll see what happens. But Cliff, it's been a long time. Thank you for taking my call. I've been with you a long time, and I hope I can continue.
Absolutely, Al. We always love hearing from you, man.
Okay, talk to you later.
And glad you got to see the Temple curse in, and now we got a nice winning streak against the Owls.
I'm holding Philly out to it. He makes that donation. I'm pushing him out the tunnel.
In a wheelchair.
In a wheelchair, of course. Yep.
Well, I mean, it would be kind of funny if you just shoved him on the ground, too.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Can't do that to Philly, Al.
All right, fine. Colson is up in Chocowinity. What's up, Colson?
What's up? How was your day been?
Man, it's been long, but been fun because the Pirates won. How about you?
Yeah, it was amazing. The game, the defense for the first half could have been better, but I like how they're starting to do better in the games, especially after that one coach got fired.
Yeah.
Good take.
Saw some improvement. Yeah.
Yeah, especially in offense. The offense was amazing today.
That it was. Got to keep it rolling. Who's your favorite Pirate?
My favorite Pirate, Petey.
That's a loyal fan of me.
That's a hell of an
He's never going
answer.
to get upset with Petey. He's never going to get upset with him.
That's a great answer.
All right. Anything else, Colson?
No, but all I have to say is go Pirates.
All right, buddy.
Let's go.
Thanks for the call. Can we have a real name for this guy? This Breast Boy. Hey, Breast Boy.
What's going on, Cliff?
Can you give me a name, dude, please? I feel like we've matured. We're all cool now. Can you tell me your name?
I think we're better off as just Breast Boy from Twitter.
All right. We will go back to your calls and talk to Ron in Wake Forest. What's up, Ron?
Cliff, what's up, man? How's it going, fellas?
What's up?
Doing good.
Good. So, I got a story. It's a funny thing that happened today. So I was walking through the media lot, headed up to the stadium, right? And this man from Temple came up to me and shook my hand, asked me how I was doing, and he said that he asked me if I remembered when we had dinner together in Connecticut, and asked me, said, are you still doing this now that Holton's finished? I said, yeah, man, I'm still doing it. I don't got anything better to do. And he said, well, how's Holton doing? I said, man, he's good. He's getting ready to get married. He said, well, man, tell him I said congratulations. The moral of the story, he thought I was Holton's dad.
Do you know? So this is Ron Behringer. Do you know this man, Holton? And he does.
There's local politics,
and he is a great PA guy. You've heard him on ECU Athletics. So not only does he kind of favor him, he's got the pipes as well.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
So there you go. So Holton, man, I'm your pseudo father.
I am your father.
Hey, you don't have to call him Dad now, but when you're ready, you can call him Dad Holt.
Like, I'm gonna stick with Ron from Wake Forest for now. That Clip just showed me a picture that is kind of scary.
While he's got the headset on too, like doing what your dad does, like it is kind of.
I also want to know, who was my dad having steak with in Connecticut?
I think he said his name was Charles, but he was insistent that we ate together in Connecticut.
Heck, I'm gonna have to ask my dad about that one.
I decided to play along, man.
Yeah.
So maybe Morgan will remember. I didn't, but like I say, I was like, well, you know what the hell? I'm gonna play along.
Well, Ron, you could have worse fake sons than Holton. Like he's not going to embarrass you, even though he's not your real son. So
Man,
yeah.
it ain't a bad gig when Holt Nailers is your boy.
Call him Dad Holt.
If Ron, if my dad ever can't make it, he has to call out sick for something, I'm just gonna call you and fill in for him.
I got his back, man.
If Morgan can't make it to the wedding, if he's got the DJ that day, Ron, you got to fill in.
You know what? I got it. My dad can be in the wedding, but I'm still going to say DJ Captain Morgan's DJ in the wedding, and I'll just have Ron in the background playing.
That'd be awesome.
Pretty good.
So I actually am the director of a 1940 style swing band, man. So we got 19 horns. We can just have you dancing all night long, man.
There we go. Heck yeah, man.
Ron might be the most interesting man in the world.
Wow.
Good.
And look, so shout out to the marching pirates and the dance team as well, man. Great talking to you guys.
You too, Ron. You hear Ron introduce them at Dowdy Ficklen Stadium.
Heck yeah.
You've heard him at ECU baseball and other events as well. He's got a great voice and a nice fella as well. And part-time Morgan Ehlers, apparently. go to Halloween as Morgan Ehlers this year.
That would be great.
All right, we go next to Carter in Wilmington on line 2. Hey, Carter.
Hey.
Hey.
Is this Pirate Radio?
This is KISS 102 FM. What would you like to hear? We go to Elizabeth in Greenville. Hey, Elizabeth.
Hi. How are you guys doing tonight?
2 thumbs up.
Am I allowed to say that I'm a big baseball fan and forget about football at this point?
Boo. It is a football call-in show, but I mean, you're allowed to say what you want because this is America.
Okay. I mean, I like baseball a lot better and can't wait for the baseball season.
All right.
Why'd you call in?
To tell us
I
that?
love Danny Bill.
Oh, you love Danny Bill? Well, that's fine. We all love Danny Bill.
He's my favorite.
Well, too bad. He's not coming back. He's done.
I hate that.
Anything else on baseball?
Not on baseball, but I mean, it was nice to see a win tonight, and I love wearing purple and gold. At least we have pretty colors, even if we don't have a good team.
All right. Well, they scored a lot of points tonight and won. Why are you a hater?
I'm not a hater. I didn't go to school here, but I did grow up here, and love purple and gold, love ECU, but I've definitely seen better.
That is true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for the call.
Thanks, Holton. I love you, Holton.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Love my fans too.
Yeah, how do you respond to that? If somebody says I love you. Yeah, you got a lot of pressure to say I love you back, but I think you handled that well. I love my fans too. Yeah, that's a good line.
Thanks.
One day, if somebody tells me they love me, I'll know
Clip,
what to
I
say.
love you.
Hey, I love my fans too. Man, that sounded good. That worked good. So, by the way, Holden, we have an update on the investigation into local politics guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, JJC last week when you were at the
We had
wedding
a breakthrough.
Had
Yeah.
a breakthrough. He thinks he knows who it is. You want to tell him, Clip?
We found out who it was.
I don't know. Hit it again,
Was
Shirley.
that guy a fake
There's
guy?
local politics, bud.
Holden, Jacob Jenkins Coward thinks it's you. It's an inside job.
I was playing, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that was after a game.
You think that's local politics, bud?
There's local politics, bud.
It sounded like.
All right, let me do it one more time. Play it one more time, Shirley.
there's local politics, bud.
That's local politics.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
So Jacob was asking about the origin story, I guess, and he was like, "Yeah, but that's Holton saying it, right?" And we're like, "No, we it's another guy." And then Caden and I were like, "Wait a minute, is that Holton Ahlers?"
I'm a big conspiracy theorist, so I'm all for it. But that would be one of the greatest inside jobs of all time if I pulled that off.
And then you made shirts about it. You talked about
Started
it.
a podcast about it.
Yeah.
You know what? We're good.
That sounds like the local politics guy.
That does not. That does not. Come on. I wish, but.
Does our Morgan look-alike have a son?
Wait, there's a whole Morgan and Holton out
it's
there?
like that movie Us.
Yeah.
No, it's the Bizarro Ahlers.
Yeah. They're like, they live in Greenville too. We've just never, like, I don't know. Has Horton Shabler seen Two Big Feet too? Because if so, I'm be really impressed. I'd like to meet him.
All right, my final thought is I will not be talking to you next Saturday because we'll be off watching college football. That'll be fun. But we will be back with you Thursday the 7th on the Bud Light pregame tailgate and the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Thanks to Dank Burrito for the awesome post-game food tonight, and Ryan at Wings Over dropping us off some awesome wings as well. As the guys perfect their high fives, we will talk to you next time. The Bud Light pregame tailgate and U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show for the crew. I'm Clip Brock. Have a great rest of your weekend.